Hello, Musketeers. It's Tuesday night. We're here. It's a lovely, lovely Tuesday night. Here on the 15th of April. And for some of you, I know it's not so lovely. Maybe some of you are watching live on your phones, sitting in line at the post office, trying to get your tax return post-dated before midnight. Some of you probably already did your tax. Maybe some of you did them on February 8th or whatever the day is. It's supposed to get you your W-2s. People down there typing away, getting things done. In any case, welcome to Tuesday night. Welcome to Cocktales with Tiki King, episode 70. Here we are. And you know, no matter what you're doing, whether you're, I just lost contact. I have lost contact. Hold on. There we go. The ukulele made me, it just went crazy on me there. It took away my microphone. But that's okay, because I'm back. And we're back, and hopefully we won't have the same, when we decided to go live on different formats. Was that last week? Oh, it's been a week already. So this week we're back to Facebook. We're going to go probably on Instagram again. We'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. But I guess one of the things we want to gauge interest, how many of you out there would rather, we'll do a vote, show of hands. No. How many of you would rather watch on Instagram? I don't know what the difference would be, but if that's something you'd like, you know, we'd like to accommodate. We'll probably do 2 cameras. We're even thinking about streaming live on right onto YouTube. There's a thing I signed up for that, so we'd be going a 3 camera shoot on one thing, which, you know, just so it goes live in all the different places that people feel comfortable being whilst they're boozing it up on their Tuesday night. I'm just enjoying it. My taxes are done. I don't have to go wait in line. And I was actually thinking, there's a cocktail called the income tax cocktail, and I was thinking about making that. But the only thing that kept me from making it is it didn't look like it would be very delicious. And I thought, I'm more in the mood for a delicious cocktail tonight. I don't know about you guys. I don't know what your day was like today. But if you're like me, and I know I am, you know, you might be in the mood for a delicious cocktail. So I thought long and hard about the sorts of things that I like to go into my drinks, and I went to Mr. Wizard, and I said, Mr. Wizard, what can I make? And Mr. Wizard told me. He said, maybe you should, you know, enjoy the view with a glass of rum. And I said, rum with a view? And he said, well, that's the thing. And so that was it, and we said it, and we looked it up, and I did it, and I got the thing, and you can go on the cocktail database and find out the ingredients. I printed it out because I'm a Luddite like that. I think it's a Luddite. What's the thing where you worship Lud? Is that a Luddite? I don't know. But so tonight, I figured the next time that the 15th will be on Tuesday will be approximately 7 years. So in the time, in 7 years, I'm going to perfect a cocktail called the tax return instead. That's more delicious and satisfying than the income tax, because I figured, you know, drinking is I don't associate that with paying a bill, other than the bar tab. But I figure the tax return is kind of more inviting and more friendly to the gullet and the wallet and the bank account. Because Lord knows you need all the money you've got to buy all the ingredients to shake along with Tiki King every Tuesday night right here on Cocktales with Tiki King. So why don't we get to it, as CJ would say? Why don't you quit talking, quit your yapping, and start your shaking? I can almost hear it now, all the way from Australia. Boozketeer CJ, Boozketeer Danny are still down there. Boozketeer Tater are all down there in the land down under, where they have to shake counterclockwise, apparently. Because otherwise it doesn't work. But so let's see what happens. Let's make one, shall we? For those of you who didn't go online and did not go to the cocktail database to see what this is all about, the rum with a view cocktail. We're looking at well, this seems to work better. I'll just make it and I'll call out the ingredients as I'm doing the thing. Starting with our shaker full of ice, and we'll get back to this part because I'll do the shameless promotion, shameless non-self promotion in a minute. after we get to this, the biznatch of the drinkins. So what do we got here? We got an ounce black spice rum, always good. Well, usually always good. I don't know. If that's not what you want, then I suppose it might not be. Tonight we're using Jonah's Curse black spice rum, weighing in at 47%. That's 94 proof to you and me. And that's a good thing because the proof is in the pudding. And those of you who like pudding, you know, make sure these things happen. Next, we need some coconut rum, and here's where things get weird, folks. Yeah, I told you to get, well, it's not, I don't know, it's probably not going to be that weird. You're just going to say, Tiki King, you're just talking about stuff. So, coconut rum. Let's talk for a minute, you and I, about coconut rum. There comes a time in most people's lives, and it's different for everyone, and we don't want you to be frightened or ashamed. But you'll find yourself buying coconut rum. And people will say, coconut rum, why are you buying that stuff? It's you know, like hardly anything. It's like coconut juice with a little bit of alcohol in it. Maybe, and that's the truth, maybe. Depends on what you buy. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, I bought Parrot Bay, which normally people would chuckle and say, Parrot Bay, Tiki King, I thought we were making cocktails. 90 proof. That's right. So, not all flavored rums are created equal by far. Most coconut rums you find out there are going to be like 40 proof maybe. I've seen some that were like 38 proof. They range all the way, all over the place. But you do not have to suffer needlessly. You can suffer if it's for a cause like getting drunk, but you don't have to suffer needlessly by buying low proof flavored rum. And I'm just here to show you. There you go, 90 proof coconut rum. So let's put some of that in here whilst we're doing this whole thing. Alrighty, coconut rum. And then we got some pineapple juice. I didn't fresh squeeze a pineapple tonight. I'm going to have to go with the can. We got 4 ounces of that. Then we got our old pal Blue Curacao. Down here somewhere, cured salad as we speak. Now this is going to do a couple of things. 1, turn the drink blue. And 2, give it a nice orange flavor. With a slightly orange peely mouthfeel. Producer Maggie loves it when I say that. She's like, mouthfeel, that's not even a thing. There we go. And then what? Fresh squeezed shot glass of lime juice, of which we are going to need 1/2 ounce. Put that in there and put that aside and do that thing over there with the side and put that up here. And then probably we're going to put it into one of these. Oh, it's created a vacuum. Now this is a brand new, this is one, I've tried some cocktails that were very similar to this in nature. And I've tried some that were very similar in civilization as well. But I've never actually had this particular one. So this is a new one. Brand new cocktail tonight. Cocktails of Tiki King, venturing into the unknown. Isn't that lovely? I think so. But this is the part that gets really lovely, is the drinkage. Cheers, Boozketeers. Let's see what happened. Oh, lovely. Well, I'm going to have to chalk that one up too lovely. I should have a... So we have the board, which I've not updated. I need to update it and make bigger things so you can see it. But I'm going to put this one right about here. Lovely. There we go. Until we get there, we're going to have to figure out a way that we can show that on the screen and do the whole thing. Yeah. And I can tell you where that 90 proof is going. So, if you're shaking along with me, I'm sure you're using whatever you just happen to have on hand. But I would say if you're going to shake one of these up in the future, go out and find yourself some Parrot Bay 90 proof coconut rum. Because this is where the business end is, as they say. So then I said, see, I didn't mention, I usually do this fine shaker and this fine strainer, which we got the Booze Teak. And the reason I didn't mention it before is because we're done with them. Bye. No, I'm kidding. No, because I wanted to actually talk a little bit about the Booze Teak because we have this idea. We don't actually. Ivy down at the Booze Teak said, "Hey, you should think about this," and so we thought about it. And I think it's a good idea, but we need to gauge some interest. We're thinking about doing an episode live. What do you think of that? Wow, that'd be crazy. No, yes, we would do it live. We're thinking about doing an episode live from the Booze Teak and filling it with as many of you local Boozketeers as we can. Bring you all down there, and you'd get to sample some cocktails, and you'd get to cheer, and you'd get to buy stuff and have a great time, and we'd all party together. What do you think of that? What do you guys think? I think it's a good idea, personally. If we could get, a bunch of you down there to hang out, do a live thing, we'd have that, be like looking at me, and then like around the room, people cheer, and then you could all change clothes and go on the other side of the room, and go, over there, and it would look like there's hundreds of people, and it'd be awesome. What do you think? What do you guys, yay, nay, yay? I don't know. It's something to think about. We're going to put that together in the future, and we really hope that we can get a bunch of you rapscallions to come on down there to the address in Salt Lake City on that street where it is. It's next. It's right. If you go to the Booze Teak, it's right there. Go in the door. That's where it's at. But yeah, so we're thinking that might be a lot of fun. Do a live audience live show, and like I said, try out some things, talk about stuff. Maybe we could interview you Boozketeers. We could talk about your favorite stuff, your things. You have people come up and stand in front of the camera so that we're just looking at the back of their head. Might be fun. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me, Boozketeers. Could be fun. So there you go. There's some things. This is. Did anyone shake one of these up? I put up a spoiler to see if anyone was interested in doing that. I don't know if that's like I've had requests for it. We've had requests for the spoilers so that people could shake along. I know that Boozketeer Dirk out there has asked several times, and he shook along last time. And he actually had some comments about the drinks, and I think that's a good thing because then we can kind of see if there's a consensus, see if we have a quorum, not just a monologue, which is what I'm doing currently. I'm doing concurrent monologues, one inside my head, which is mostly screaming, and then the other one is to you guys, which is less screaming. But and yeah, I realize we have wow. I realize we have more Boozketeers than ever down on the other side of the world, where it's today, and yesterday was 2 days ago. You got Boozketeer Turk and Boozketeer Barber down there. They're down in the New Zealand. Down there drinking up at the Green Dragon, pounding down some good ale. And we got Boozketeers CJ and Danny and Tara down there in Gold Coast, I believe is where they're at. So like I said, we got Boozketeers everywhere. We got spies. We got people watching. Sitting there, they're figuring it out, checking things out, seeing what they can do, thinking about stuff. Speaking of stuff, hey Boozketeers. Someone asked me, they said, "Hey Tiki King, how can I support your show?" And I said, "Why, it's funny you should ask. You can go to tikiking.com and go to the online store there and buy any number of fine items. And when you buy those fine items, it helps us stock the bar. The other thing is, if you find me in the wild, you can just come up and say, "Hey, love what you do." That's support. That's moral support. Which I normally say you can't put a price on it, but apparently some places charge like $50 an hour for moral support. So, but it's the better. You can actually get it online cheaper, but it takes a long time to get it. So it's like $1.98, I think, if you get it from China, but then you have to wait for it to get here. So, yeah. Maggie's like, I don't think I'm ever going to do this show again. This is terrible. It's all just. She's saying that in her
No,
sleep.
my computer shut off.
Uh-oh.
So, sorry, I haven't been making comments, you guys. I'll be back in a minute.
Uh-oh, producer Maggie, unable
My
to comment
computer's
because
restarting.
catastrophic failure. Catastrophic failure of the high-tech industry, which we use to bring you the finest booze programming available on this page at this time of night. So there you go. So aside from, so here's the thing. So whenever I mention a sponsor, like the Booze Teak, go and support them too, because we all support each other, and that's what being a booze-cateer is all about. Is supporting each other, buying each other drinks, hanging out, saying hello, wearing the buttons, telling other people. It's like the circle of life, only with less dead zebras. Maybe less. How many do we have? Like 6? I don't know. That's more than most people. I don't really gauge. I don't know how people gauge that sort of thing. And there was some other stuff I was going to talk about, but then I kind of forgot. We talked about that already. Oh, and if you want to tell your friends, if you say, hey, there's a show you should watch, an easy way, tikiking.com, I don't even read this, but /booze. I'll repeat that again for the hearing impaired. tikiking.com/booze. So send your friends there, send your enemies there, send your family there. Make sure they come back though, because you wouldn't want them to stay there. For the most part, they might want some of them to stay there. I don't know. We can hang out and do stuff together and write a book about it, and then I get 10%. I think. I might have to make another one. That was a fine cocktail. I should do it in slow motion, so that people people who are watching live can have time to run to the bar and get their stuff they need. Let's see. So starting Black Forest Rum. I recommend the Joe's Curse 94 proof. Oh, I got it. I don't know if that's the kind of nonsense you guys are paying for or not, but I enjoyed it. So, what did I say? Yeah, that's right. 1 ounce black spice rum. Bang. The only problem is I don't think we have. I think I poured 4 ounces out of this 6 ounce container of pineapple juice. I might have to go a little south with this next one because I brought orange juice down, but I only brought one thing of pineapple juice. 0.5 of coconut rum. Yeah. I might half ounce, they say. Oh, whoops! Oh, there's too much there. I don't know if that's changing the recipe when you add a little more or a little less. It's about 4 ounces, give or take. I'd say take. Blue curacao, half an ounce. Fresh squeezed lime juice. Mm-hmm. Combine all ingredients in a shaker, half filled with cracked ice. Shake. Strain into a glass filled with ice. Now the recipe strictly says to garnish with pineapple and cherry, but I didn't happen to have pineapple, but I did have a cherry, so I figured, And here's something that I don't know. This I'm sure it's probably just science. But it always amazes me that I'm like put a bunch of stuff in, and it fits in whatever glass I'm using. It's kind of like it's like a magic trick. Look at that, right up to the top. It's embarrassing when you mix up a drink and you like have this fancy glass you pour it, it's like that full. And people are looking at you like, what's the deal? Huh? You know, but no, there it is. Just there we go. You know, tasty drink yet again. I'm gonna have to say, Tiki King recommends this drink for those who want to booze it up, as opposed to some of the others who don't. So, did anyone try the? I know that. I don't know if I know much of anything. There's like a monkey here. So has anyone tried any of our specialty drinks, by the way? I was wondering about that. The Wicked Wench that we devised and made and tested. We tested it. But I'm wondering if anyone's like gone in there and like made their own. If you have, you win a prize to be determined later. Like I said, I know there are people who shake along with me. And so that was another thing. So tonight, I almost made martinis, but that's, it's like, I'm saving that one. I'm not sure. Or how many of you out there, how many boozketeers out there enjoy like a good martini? How many are like? Because I know there are a lot of people like, and I'm talking about a martini, not a vodka martini. I'm talking about a martini. Because I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. Because tea is made with leaves, and martinis are not necessarily. There's leaves in gin. There are botanicals and there's stuff, but I know that the martini, to me, a well-made martini is sublime. It's a thing of beauty forever. For like up to 4 ounces, anyway. Depends on how slow you drink it, I guess. But so I'm thinking about if you do go on the tikiking.com/booze and go to the cocktail database, you'll find several martini recipes up there, including the Tiki King Perfect Martini, which has passed the test of time, which you get 8 points per answer for a total of 400 points. So, but if you go on there and try, Perfect Martini is a good thing. It's a thing. I'm telling you, it's a. I used to drink. I would come home and have like a couple of martinis, and that would be because I had to work all day making martinis. So it just made sense. But no, that was. I'll tell you. There's one of the things. I don't know if you're like me. Hopefully, you're not too much like me, because then you'll steal my clothes, and then I'd have to do the show naked. Which some people might like that. I don't know. You guys are a strange bunch, which is why you're here. Oh, I was going to wear the coconut bra. I forgot. I had a request for me to wear coconut bra. But I decided I like my spandex one better for now. Wow, I digressed so far. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Martinis. Yeah, so the martini is a sacred thing, It's like people, that is one of the drinks that people tend to like, not many people are like, martini, whatever, It's like, they either would rather not have one or are really like picky about it. They're like, oh, martini. Here's what I want. This is how I like my martini. And I would go to bars, and it was one of those gambles. You order a martini, you don't know what you're gonna get. We had one. If I did tell the story, it was a long time ago. We were at. I shouldn't mention the place because, I shouldn't speak ill of bartenders who've never really bartended before. But we decided to go down we called down and said, hey, we need to come down for some martinis. Bar's still open, right? And they said, yeah. So we went down to the hotel bar where there was a young fellow there who we said, can you make a martini? And he said, of course. And I said, great. We're going to need like 4 martinis. And then, CJ said he was going to have one too. So I said, okay, 5. But so we said, yeah, make us some martinis. And he said, okay. He went back to the bar and he said, what's in a martini? And I was like, okay, so this could be a challenge. And I said, so it's basically it's gin, and vermouth and an olive. And he said, oh, okay. And when he said okay, I kind of, for some reason, it may have been because we were already drinking whiskey, but I figured he suddenly remembered. But he made a martini that was basically equal parts gin and vermouth with an olive. And we did drink them, of course, but it was less than optimal would be a good way to put it, I suppose. So anyway, so you go to a bar, you order a martini, and it's not like, so like this drink, this is a fine drink. I'm having a good time with it. We're telling jokes. You guys can't hear it because it's telepathically. No, this is drinks like this, tropical drinks, a lot of the highballs, a lot of these things, swizzles, and you know, you can go, you know, a little extra, a little less. You can just kind of go around, and it'll all be pretty palatable. But I'll tell you, some drinks, martinis, Manhattan. I once had a Manhattan where a guy put in almost like probably a half an ounce of bitters. Because he was like, this thing, you can't, there's nothing's coming out. And he popped the, you know, because you have your dropper lid, right? And he just poured in a bunch. And like, you know, of course I drank that too, but but it left a sad expression on part of my face. A lot of drinks, you know, they'll vary from place to place, different ingredients, different things, and you know, they're mostly drinkable. But I'll tell you, a martini, some of these cocktails where there's very few ingredients, in the martini, gin, vermouth, olive. Okay, you can't really, I mean, I guess you could put in like, oh, how many? Like 10 olives? You know. But it's hard to, it's like, so when I make a martini, I'm 8-to-1. 8 parts gin, 1 part vermouth. So, works out to I put in 2 ounces of gin and 1/8 of an ounce, or I can't remember how much it is, but it's not very much. A little bit of it. It's 8-to-1. 1/8 to 2 divided in half, and then you add 4. So anyway, but I digress. The reason that I'm talking about all this is so I'm still trying to figure out how I want to approach the martini episode, because there are also, I feel within that there's you got your shaken and your stirred camps, right? And people are saying, oh no, this way, that way, this way, that way. There's all sorts of stuff about why, and that's the thing is anybody who makes, you know, drinks is going to tell you well, not anybody who makes drinks. Obviously, that guy in the hotel who didn't know what he was doing and made a vermoutini didn't know. But people have their reasons for the way they do things, and the martini, that's one where you make friends and enemies all at the same time, because someone's going to say, whoa, you did it totally wrong. And someone else is going to say, whoa, this is the best thing I've ever had. And someone else is going to go, what? You make martinis with vodka. You know, it's going to be like this whole thing. But I will get to it. I promise. I'm actually thinking about doing something special. Thinking about maybe making it a big deal. As big of a deal as it should be. How many Boozketeers have had, well, I guess we have to narrow it down. How many of you have had a martini? And of those who have had martinis, do you remember your first martini? And did you drink more after that? Some people are like, yeah, I remember my first martini. That was my last martini. I don't drink martinis, you know, because it's one of those things. It's a thing. But yeah, there's which speaking of that, so I'll digress a little bit. So Boozketeer Aaron went to Musso and Frank's, famous for their martinis, and he was like, "Yes, I will have their martini. I will have the martini." And he went up to the bar and said, "I'll have a martini." And the guy said, "Vodka?" And he was very disappointed. He was very sad about that. So, but you know, a lot of times there's people who just don't know. And I remember going out. So the reason I bring this up is that Boozketeer Aaron and I drank a lot of gimlets, and that's another of those ones where if you say martini, that means gin. If you say vodka martini, it means vodka. If you say gimlet, it means gin. If you say vodka gimlet, then it's vodka. But I was used to bartenders not knowing that, because most people they're weird about it. They don't like gin, so so they've learned to make everything with vodka. So most bartenders are now So we went into the Good Luck Bar, which is also called Lucky Bar. Some people call it. We were in the Good Luck Bar, and I decided I wanted a gimlet, and I went up to the bar, and when it was my turn, I said, "Gin gimlet, please." The bartender said, "Just call the gimlet." And I was so embarrassed. I was so proud. I won one hand up at the bartender, and I was so embarrassed on my part because I specified to someone who didn't need to be specified to. And so one of the reasons I bring that up is that sadly, that of some of the some of the Bacardi Skate Pirates, a bunch of us down there that we used to go down to LA. We did a lot of spent a lot of time down there in the Good Luck Bar or the Lucky Bar, depending on what you want to call it. But they're closing, sadly. So I'd say go in there as soon as you can, ask for a gimlet. They'll probably make it with gin, and you'll be all right. But I say go there, go do the thing, do the stuff, do the things, and be happy about it. That's all. Because that's what I want. I want you guys to be happy. All you're like my weird, overgrown friends. Just want you to be happy. Just go out, drink good drinks, visit good places, go to tikiking.com, frequent the online store. That's all I ask. Not much. It's not a lot. Oh, and so I don't know if it was last episode, one of the episodes ago, I talked about that's where you can get these bracelets. People always say, Tiki King, where do you get those bracelets? Well, I make them. And so I decided to make a bunch for you guys. And so they're up there you go to the online store, they're up there. You remember, every time you buy something from me, an angel gets drunk. It's true. They ring bells. And you have to stop ringing the bell, go to bed. And they're like, no, let's ring the bell again. It's like, don't ring the bell. And you put them to bed, and then you go downstairs and ding, ding, ding. It's like, wow. And you go back up and they're flying around. Woo, woo, it's craziness. And there you go, that last sip. You know what that means. Time to make another one, I suppose. I would, but I'm out of the stuff. Well, there you go. All right, Boozketeers, that's it. Episode 70. Is 70 an odd or an even number? I never figured that part out. I was going to say another odd episode in the can, but then I realized 71, I guess, would be odd. I guess 70 is even. And ends in a 0, like 10. Like a decimal. It's the metric. This is the metric episode. One metric episode in the can. But anyway, I'm Tiki King and you're the Boozketeers. And until next Tuesday, happy trails. See, I don't even know that song. Until then, happy drinks to you.